Today we're going to be going over updating and or creating your business profile if you don't already have one, your Google business profile. As usual, everyone is muted. If you have any questions, please enter them in the chat or the Q&A. And let's go ahead and get started. My name is Ryan Parks. I will be presenting today. I'm the marketing manager. Along with me is Ben Saunders, and he is the VP of Sales and Marketing, and he will also be going over the last part of the slideshow. So I'll let Ben introduce himself.
Yeah, hi everyone. As Ryan said, I'm Ben, the VP of Sales and Marketing here at RCS. I formerly also was a partner in a marketing agency, so I have a pretty good background in SEO. So, basically why should you create or update your profile? There's a lot of reasons. I would say one off the top of my head is because it's free and it's there for you to use, and Google will create one for you whether or not you manage it. So this probably exists for your business whether or not you have gone in and set it up. So you want to, there's the saying, you get one chance to make a first impression. And now many times that first impression happens online. Whether or not you're brick and mortar or e-com focused, generally everyone is going to find you through their mobile device first at this point. And so your Google business profile is generally one of the first things they will see when they Google your business name or potentially a product you carry or a service you offer, a lot of times before they will even go to your website. So we're going to go run through this, what the business profile is, how to set it up. If you have extra questions, like Ryan said, put it in the chat. Additionally, after, Ryan and I are available for any additional questions. Just email us and we're happy to help you figure it out. So when customers have more access to your business, they really can make better decisions. So, the Google business profile is going to allow you to communicate with customers, improve your experience in terms of like showing hours, promote your business, engage through different forms of, social media, videos, photos, all that stuff you can put out on the internet now, and then improve your local SEO. So search engine optimization is a big one. Google, I think, is something like 70 or 80% of total search traffic, and Google uses this as one of their main tools of validating like a business that they think they should serve up in search results. So it's sitting there. It's free for you to use. It's a tool that will help you, drive more customers to your business as well as information. So it's definitely worth spending some time making sure it's set up and that you have all relevant information up to date. Go ahead, Ryan.
All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Today's topics are basically filling out your basic information, your location, your story, your hours, adding photos, everything that makes your profile complete. And then we'll go over how Google determines your relevance, distance, prominence. And then lastly, Ben will go over different things you can do, store specials, in-store, connect with customers. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so just so we know what we're talking about, the Google business profile, this is, everybody's probably pretty aware of this, is what you see when you search for a customer. Corning Museum of Glass or Biltmore, these are two customers of ours, and it's on the right side when you do a Google search. Everyone's probably well aware of that. So let's go ahead and get going. So you want to make sure that all your data is complete. If you don't have a profile, this is the screen you will see. It says Google with a free business profile. You click Manage Now, and that's how you start to set up your profile. You want to enter these four basic things, it's not limited to these four, but these are the four key things: your physical address, your phone number, what category you fall into. This is a very key feature. The category determines if someone's searching for a t-shirt retailer, then that would be your category, is your retailer of clothing, and then other attributes as well. You want to definitely make sure when you log in that your physical address and your phone number are up to date, as well as your website. You can update these things by hovering over the different sections and clicking the pencil to change the location of where you are and your address. And if the little pin from Google isn't in the correct spot, you can move that around and submit that as a change to, and Google will review that and make sure that it's in the correct spot. If you already have a profile that you don't manage, you can claim that, and more information can be found online. If you Google claim my business, claim my Google profile, it'll come up, but we will also share these slides with you afterwards, so you'll have this link to do that.
Ryan, can I add something to that last slide?
Sure.
One thing to consider too is whether you are a brick and mortar and have a very finite location where you want people to come visit, versus maybe you provide a service and you cover multiple states. That's where this location can be set for different levels of, for telling Google like where you sell your products.
Yes. And so this is that category that we talked about, and making sure that this is up to date. This is your information about you, your business name, your categories, and you can enter multiple categories, but you want to make sure that your primary category is the category that you have. Categories are predefined, so you want to make sure that you try and find the predefined one that fits best with your company. Sometimes it's hard to find something that's an exact fit for what you want to say, but you want to find the one that's closest to you. And then your description on what you offer, your story. This is kind of how you came to be and what you do, and all that will show on the front page when you publish this.
It's also a great place to add some keywords that you want to show up for when people are searching. So if you are a shoe store and you're listed as a clothing retailer, that's where you'd want to make sure you add in the words shoes, sneakers, boots in that description to help Google understand more the types of products you sell, which we'll also get into.
Yes, and next we want to make sure that our hours are up to date. Keep your hours Monday through Friday up to date, and make sure that if anything changes, you change them here. The good thing about Google, the business profile, is once you sign up to become the manager, they typically email you before holidays and say, are you sure you're open on this holiday? Make sure your holiday hours are up to date. So they do a pretty good job of reminding you. But if something special or something out of the ordinary is going on and you have to close early or anything like that, you want to make sure you come into your Google business profile and update those hours. Those hours are very key. A lot of people look at those and go based off those things. A quick story is I went to the Space Needle, and they were doing construction at the time, and we knew that they had limited hours. And so we looked at their Google profile, and it said they closed at 5, and we got there just in the nick of time based on our flights and everything. But in reality, they had closed at 4, and so it was very disappointing. I still am disappointed by that, if you can't tell. But so just make sure that these are up to date, and if anything is going on, construction or any reason that you're closing early, make sure that people know, because it's not always just your local customers, it's people that are traveling from out of town that may be affected by these as well. Next is manage and respond to reviews. When you reply to reviews, it shows your customers that you value them and that you want to improve your business, and it helps improve your visibility, increase the likelihood that shoppers will continue to come to you. If you're the manager of your business profile, you can just click the reply button right underneath the review that the person leaves. And it's always great to just say, thanks for the great review. Thanks for coming in. Any kind of little acknowledgement that somebody reviewed you is great, and it will make people want to keep leaving positive reviews. If somebody leaves a review for your company that's not you, or it's discriminatory or bullying in any way, you can report that with the 3 little dots on the right, and then Google will review that and determine if it's actually what you say, or if they deem it a credible review. So that's a good way to report things that aren't you. Also, negative reviews, you want to be polite and courteous and reply to those. And if it was your fault, apologize, but also try and take those offline as quickly as possible by saying, please email support or please email HR. It seems a little bit cold, but in reality, you don't want to have a back and forth with somebody who's angry at you, even if you are in the right, because these reviews will stay on there forever and people will see them. So try not to get into any kind of back and forth, and try and take those negative reviews offline and hopefully make the person happy, and then hopefully they can change their review. But also remember that negative reviews are not the end of the world. The negative review helps show that we're all human, and studies have shown that if you only have 5-star reviews, people are a little bit fishy about those reviews and wonder if they're actual reviews. So it's not the end of the world if there is a negative review on your profile. Adding photos. When you're editing your profile, there's a section to add photos, and this is a great way to show people what's inside your shop, what you're all about, your story, and it's pretty straightforward. But also remember that poor images and outdated images can sometimes hurt your profile. If you have an image of clothing, if you're a retailer and that clothing is not in season, or it was last year's items, people might come in looking for that item and be disappointed when they don't find it. So keep your images up to date. You can do images of the inside, outside, videos. There's all these different categories, and you can categorize them, and customers can upload them as well. So you want to keep checking on these in case a customer uploads an image that you don't find very flattering, or it's not your store, somehow it mistakenly got associated with you. You can report those as well. So just keep an eye on what's being uploaded to your profile as far as photos go. And you can also add product photos. This shows up in your profile towards the bottom. It's a great way if somebody's looking for a half dozen roses, they can see the price right away. They can see that you offer that, and it can bring in local customers. It's a great way to reach out to local customers who are around you. But again, make sure that these are up to date. If you have an old photo with an old price and prices have gone up, that could cause some customers to be upset when they come in. And then how does Google determine local rankings? Relevance, that's pretty straightforward. How well does your local business profile match what someone is looking for? Are they looking for sporting goods and they found your store which sells sporting goods? So how relevant you are to what they're looking for. The distance, a lot of people will search now, I'm looking for sporting goods near me, or I'm looking for a tennis racket near me. And so Google, if the person isn't logged in with their location, Google will do their best to determine where their location is based on their IP address. And you want to make sure, that's why you want to make sure that your location is up to date, because if you're the closest person to them, you will come up, you will rank higher. And then prominence is how well the business is known. Some places are more prominent if you're a if you're Mount Rushmore or something, you're going to come up more often. And Google has its algorithms to figure this out. They keep these pretty close to the chest, so you can't pay to be in a more prominent spot, and there aren't really a lot of tricks that you can do to get to be more prominent. You can keep your website up to date, you can keep updating, you can keep adding information, but beyond that, you can't buy more Google ads or anything like that to upgrade your prominence. And now I will kick it over to Ben to talk about retail solutions for Google Business.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. And also at the end of this, we'll show you the RCS Google business profile, so everyone can just see a little bit more what it looks like on the back end. So Ryan went over a little bit how to set it up, what the sort of nuts and bolts are of making a profile and making sure it's, as optimized at a foundational level. I'm going to just go over quickly, like a couple additional things that will do well for retail specifically. So this is the Biltmore's profile. The reason why we showed the Biltmore's profile is it's very well done. They have a lot of things on here like, buying tickets. So they have the reserve a table. There's the emissions. There's a Q&A. There's the popular times. They have Biltmore books, so products that they sell. Their reviews are highlighted. Product description. They have you can get to their Instagram profile, and then Google's will throw in also searched for that you don't have any control over. But if you can scroll back up, Ryan, you can see that this is a wealth of information, and this isn't even their website. This is simply a Google business listing. So you can go back to the presentation. So in the marketing world, a big thing that gets talked about now is how Google is doing all it can to keep people on the Google search result pages. They are actually trying to answer all of your questions without you leaving the page. And so that is because they want to sell more ad space. Google is a for-profit business at the end of the day. So you have to play their games to be, higher up in search. And this is one of the tools that they give you. So if you're spending time on social media, updating your Facebook page, Instagram, LinkedIn, what have you, and not paying attention to your Google business profile, you're really losing out on a tool that potentially is the one and only thing your customer is going to see. So there's a really good chance this is going to be influencing your customer much more than any Facebook post is going to do. So you can show what's in your store. There's a solution specifically called Pointy from Google that you do not need an e-commerce. You're not selling it, but it will show that you have a product in stock. It does require you to use UPCs, I believe. It allows people to sort of say, hey, I want to get a kid's bike helmet near me. Your store can come up. It gives them all the information. It says the helmet's there. They walk in. Hey, I saw this online. I want to buy it. And, it's a done deal. And RCS is going to be launching an integration with Pointy. We're going to have a webinar next month, and we're more than happy to talk to you about this in the future and get you set up. But this is a great feature from Google that allows you to show all of your products without having to have a robust e-com platform. Go ahead, Ryan. So 72% of Americans surveyed agree that they're more likely to shop at stores where they can check if a product is in stock. So that's a lot of people. People do not want to go out of their way to shop to find out that you don't have what they're looking for. So one way they might do it is to call, but we all know that it's really hard to answer a million calls with a million questions from customers, where you could potentially just optimize your profile and answer many of these questions online, and they can know what's in your store, come in, get the product. Go ahead, Ryan. So you can connect with customers. This is just overall your business profile in many ways allows you to show more about your store or your location than any other platform really. So you have reviews, you have your products, you have posts, you can do discounts, you can highlight events, and also people love going into reviews and they love seeing if there's a back and forth, a thank you or great, thanks for coming in, can't wait to see you again, those types of things. So these reviews make a huge difference. I'm sure everyone in this webinar looks at reviews before they buy something, and this is all managed through your Google business profile. So Google also allows you to use local posts. This is something that's very underutilized by everyone who has a profile. These posts generally can do things like events and products. I'll get into that a little bit more, but it allows your profile to be showing whatever type of relevant new information that you want to promote or tell your customers about. Again, this is all just on the search engine results pages. So people don't even have to go to your website to see that you're having a sale, that you have an event, that you may be closed. Google is basically giving you the tools to handle that all right up front in the place where most people on a mobile phone are going to look at your business first. So the types of posts that you can use are COVID-19 update. That basically went into effect at the very beginning of the pandemic, which let you say there, whatever type of, regulation that you had in your store, whether you were, mask required or you were closed or curbside pickup, they still have that available now. Offers, it lets you provide promotional sales or offers from your business. What's new, so anything that's going on at your retail location, and events. This is what's new, create an offer post on the right there, feature a special offer, set the dates, make it easy to redeem. It kind of looks like that skateboard with sneaker picture there, and then people can hit redeem online or show this code at the store. And it's a great way to just promote something with having to do very little lift other than just go into your profile and set it up.
Yeah, I agree. This is a great feature that is definitely underutilized. I don't see a lot of people offering these things, and I think it's an easy way to create offers and discount codes.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to use. The other thing is the more stuff you do in your profile, the more Google kind of, Ryan was right. The algorithm is this behind the scenes sort of thing that goes on, but having worked in marketing for so long, I know that the more you do on the Google platform, whether it's Google Analytics, Google Search Console, Google Business Profile, the more you're showing Google that you are using their tools and optimizing what they're giving you, the better you do in search results.
Good point. All right, so that's pretty much the end of the demonstration. I just now want to show you what the back end looks like. So once you're set up as the admin or the manager for your Google profile, when you Google your business, you will see your profile on the right, but it'll also give you this option. And it's only managers of this profile can see this, but then you click edit profile, and it'll take you in here. And this is where everything I kind of went over, your basic business information, description, categories, phone number, location, hours, holiday hours, if you have a happy hour, if you have takeout, pickup, any kind of different hours you might have, accessibility, amenities, health and safety. So this is where you would enter all these different items, and you just click on the little pencil, and that'll allow you to edit everything, save. And then it says it takes about 3 days to update, but I've found it's within the hour typically, depending on your update, of course. But so that's where you update all the different items. And then down here, more of the kind of things that the extra features that Ben was speaking of, turning on chat, creating an ad, everything like that. And we appreciate everybody's time today. Thank you for joining us.